secret societies that actually run Africa. Nobody talks about this. While the world debates the Illuminati and the Freemasons, there are secret societies operating right here in Africa that are far older, far more powerful, and far more deeply embedded in the fabric of society than anything Europe ever produced. They control courts. They influence governments. They settle disputes that police cannot touch. They have operated in complete secrecy for over 1,000 years. And most Africans, even those living right beside them, dare not speak their names out loud. Tonight, the silent mentor speaks them. The Ogboni Society is one of the oldest and most feared secret brotherhoods in West Africa, founded among the Yoruba people of present-day Nigeria. Its origins stretch back over 1,000 years before British colonization ever arrived. The Ogboni were not just a social club. They were a supreme court, a spiritual authority, a shadow government operating alongside and sometimes above the official Oba and his chiefs. When the king himself committed an offense serious enough, it was the Ogboni who had the power to demand his removal. Even kings feared the Ogboni. Membership was by invitation only. You did not apply to join the Ogboni. The Ogboni chose you. Members were bound by oaths of absolute secrecy, oaths so serious that breaking them was believed to bring death, not just to the member, but to their entire family line. Their sacred symbol was the Eden, a pair of bronze figures linked by a chain representing the connection between the living and the dead. Members carried the Eden as both identification and spiritual protection. To show your Eden to another member in trouble was to guarantee their safety, no matter what they had done. When British colonizers arrived, they recognized immediately that the Ogboni were a parallel power structure they could not control. They banned the society, declared it illegal, tried to dismantle it. The Ogboni simply went deeper underground. And today, in the 21st century, the Ogboni society still operates across Yorubaland, quietly, powerfully, exactly as it always has. If the Ogboni were the judges of Yorubaland, the Ekpe society were the bankers and enforcers of the Cross River region in present-day Nigeria and Cameroon. And their reach extended all the way across the Atlantic Ocean. Ek, meaning leopard in the Efik language, was founded among the Efik and Ishigan peoples of Calabar. The leopard was chosen deliberately, silent, patient, deadly when it moved. The perfect symbol for a society that controlled everything through fear, ritual, and absolute authority. The Ekpe society controlled trade, literally. No significant commercial transaction in the Cross River region happened without Ekpe's knowledge and approval. They set prices. They enforced contracts. They collected debts. If you owed money and refused to pay, Ekpe would send its masked figures to your door. No court, no police. Just masks, drums, and an authority so absolute that nobody dared resist it. But here is the part that makes the Ekpe society truly extraordinary. When enslaved Africans from the Calabar region were shipped to Cuba during the transatlantic slave trade, they brought Ekpe with them. In Cuba, it transformed into a secret society called Abaco, which still exists today with hundreds of thousands of members across Cuba and the Cuban diaspora. A secret society born in Nigeria, surviving the horror of slavery, rebuilding itself in the Caribbean, and thriving for over 300 years across 2 continents. That is not just history. That is resilience on a scale that defies imagination. moving west across the continent in the forests of Sierra Leone, Liberia, Guinea, and Ivory Coast. Another secret society has governed life for centuries. The Poro Society, a brotherhood so powerful that when it calls, entire villages stop. Markets close, women and children go indoors, and even government officials know better than to interfere. The Poro is primarily a male initiation society, but its influence extends over everyone. It controls the transition of boys into men through intense initiation rituals that can last months or even years in the bush. Boys who enter the Poro Bush School emerge as men, transformed, educated in the laws and traditions of their people, and bound for life to their brothers. But Poro is far more than initiation. It serves as a judicial system, a conflict resolution body, and a political authority. During Poro sessions, called Poro time, the society's law supersedes all other law. Colonial governments tried repeatedly to ban the Poro. They failed every time. The British, the French, and the Americans all learned the same lesson. You cannot govern West Africa without understanding the Poro. During the Sierra Leone Civil War in the 1990s, when the government had completely collapsed, it was Poro elders who maintained order in many communities. Not the army, not the police, the Poro, as it has always done. Here is what makes all of this more than ancient history. These societies didn't fade away with colonization. They adapted, they survived, and in many cases they still operate today with remarkable power. In Nigeria, politicians have been accused of consulting Ogboni elders before making major decisions. In Calabar, the Ekpe Society still holds ceremonies that draw members from across the world. In Sierra Leone, Poro initiation still shapes the identity of millions of men. And across the continent, a new generation of African scholars and historians are beginning to ask an uncomfortable question. When Africa was colonized, Europe didn't just steal land and resources. It deliberately dismantled African governance systems, including these secret societies, and replaced them with foreign structures that have never quite fit. Could the political instability, corruption, and governance failures that plague many African nations today be partly the result of destroying systems that actually worked? It is a question that has no simple answer, but it is a question that Africa and the world needs to start asking seriously. The Ogboni judged kings. The Ekpe controlled trade across 2 continents. The Poro governed in the absence of government. These were not primitive superstitions. These were sophisticated systems of power, law, and social order built by African minds long before Europe arrived to tell Africa it had nothing worth keeping. The secret societies of Africa were never the darkness. They were the light, hidden on purpose from those who wouldn't understand its value. The silent mentor, because history whispers. We listen. Subscribe. The next secret is already waiting.